This is FYI on your TV. I'm Kathy Botham. I have got Lorraine Allen with me and Dorothy Hudson. You're both members of our Municipal Heritage Committee, and you've got a symposium coming up on October 23rd. Dorothy, you're the chair of the committee?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about what the committee is.
The committee is a group of community volunteers whose mandate is to protect and preserve the heritage properties in town.
In town?
In a nutshell, yes.
Okay. Now, we do have some heritage sites. How do people get designated a heritage site?
Well, most of our designated heritage properties belong to the town.
Okay.
And so, you know, the town's in favor of preserving the heritage of its buildings. There are a few others, and there's a whole process that we have to go through to designate following the Ontario Heritage Act with, you know, specific rules and so on.
Okay, okay. Now we're having a symposium coming up on October 23rd, and it is called Big Plans for Old Places.
That's right, and it's the 11th one, Kathy. We've had 10 successful ones, and we're looking forward to this one, especially after COVID, because people are ready to come out and you know, in person attend things and really get some interaction with other people. I'm finding that anyway. I'm sure you are too.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely we are. And we were talking earlier before we started taping too. We've got so many beautiful places in town, like our Railway Museum and our Heritage House Museum and our Station Theatre, that people love to come to see, but they don't know the history of
That's
it yet.
right. That's exactly what this, hopefully our symposium will help.
All right, and it's called Big Plans for Old Places. Now, are we going to be talking about places like this, or do we have plans for places to come?
Well, no, we're going to talk, the old places specifically are the two stations, and we're going to, when we greet the people at the the Canadian Pacific station, we're going to welcome them and tell them its history, that it's now a theater. Both stations were in very bad repair and neglected, and we used to see kids going over to the CN station and throwing rocks at windows and all kinds of things. Yes. And so when these two stations got a board that was protecting them, and now a group of people who are passionate in both buildings, it's really transformed the buildings into a very, very high tourist draw, I think probably the highest of all of our buildings, and both very popular and well used and beautiful buildings.
Absolutely.
And so we're having our morning at the one Station Theatre, so we can tell the history there and see it. And then we'll be having lunch and having the same kind of history at the other station at our Railway Museum. And that's for the whole afternoon. And at the end of the presentations there, the board of the Railway Museum is going to offer train rides and tours. And they can see the Airbnbs and that sort of thing, because those are some of our very successful parts of that Railway Museum.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I love our Railway Museum. It's just such a booming place all summer, spring, summer, and fall, and the Airbnbs, again, it's a draw for people to come in.
That's right, and the director, Becky Allen, will go over that. And at the Railway Museum, it's going to be Nancy Berthoum. She's going to talk about the Station Theatre and a little bit of its success.
Absolutely. So the symposium itself is on Monday, October 23rd. It's an all-day event.
Yes.
And
you need to register.
Yes.
And you can register, and you have your lunch is all included in the costs, but you just need to fill that out so we know numbers, because some of it is we need the caterer to bring enough food that day and that sort of thing too. That's right.
And you've got two speakers.
Yes. Well, we have two speakers that are going to talk about conservation districts, because that's another thing that in my term of office we've been looking at it, and wanting it, but just it's a big thing, it's a lot to deal with. So we've talked about it and discussed it, and we've hoped to move ahead, and I think this council is still doing that. And Dorothy can explain what the status is sort of that right now.
Okay.
For us.
Yes, it's a project we've been pushing for many years, Lorraine and I in particular, on the committee. So Town Council has approved the new strategic plan, and that plan includes the creation of a heritage conservation district to preserve Smith Falls heritage. So that's a wonderful step in the right direction. It's in the strategic plan. The next phase, which we're in right now, is where a heritage consulting firm is hired to do what's called an area study. So probably before the end of the year, we have a steering committee. There's going to be a steering committee formed to work on this, and by the end of the year we expect that they will have selected the consultant, group of consultants, and that the area study will begin, which involves historical research, field studies, and public participation. And the area study will recommend the boundaries of the district that we are hoping to create. So we don't really know what those boundaries will be at this point, but we're focusing on the downtown area.
Okay.
So once the area study is complete, it goes to council, and if council continues to approve the process, then a heritage conservation district plan with guidelines will be prepared by town staff.
Okay.
And it will public consultation will be a big part of the process. More than one consultation, as much as we possibly can. The steering committee will also include downtown residents and business owners, town staff, and a member of our committee.
Excellent. Now, I see this as a big success when you've got a big area like that, not just a building or a house. Am I correct in saying that? When you've got an area that's...
Well, our downtown is what we hope is sort of the heart of our town.
Yeah.
And it's changed, and it's all changed for the better. You know, it's a great place. We've had closing the streets off several times. We had the Healthy Living Festival, and now we're going to have, you know, all kinds of things happening in the summer where we close some of the area downtown. And it's been really successful.
It has.
Yeah. So yeah, it's an important part of our town.
And our main street looks so beautiful now.
It does. It does.
It
looks,
really does.
Oh my goodness, yes, it looks absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. And I mean, again, downtown and our buildings too are such a draw for tourists. People come in and they see our beautiful town and see our buildings. But it's so nice for people to learn about the heritage of some of our buildings too.
It is.
Again, as a lifer, and I grew up just a couple blocks away from the railway station. I saw what it was. I saw what happened to it, and did not think it was going to have any life put back into it, and it was.
Yeah, at both ends, like the other railway museum too struggled. I live in that section of Smiths Falls, and I remember thinking, oh, there's more people over there again smashing windows.
I know.
So yeah, it's going to be a continued success at both ends, that's for sure.
That's right. So the symposium itself is on Monday, October 23rd. The morning you're going to be at the Station Theatre.
Right.
And then the afternoon you are actually going to go over to...
lunch and the rest of the, and we'll just tell them to go straight because both stations are on the same street. They were built and designed that way. So it's pretty unique, I think.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you want people to register?
Yes, please.
Okay. And how do they do that?
Online.
Mary, don't they contact Mary?
Oh,
Mary
yeah,
Remming?
Mary Remming, sorry. It's right, it's on...
Yeah,
here.
RSVP by
What I
October
should-
16th, yes.
And this has been spread out all over Smiths Falls. It's just a poster telling them where to register and the number and so forth on that.
That's
as well.
right. So you
and
can-
it is Mary Remming at the town. They could just phone the town and ask for the planning department. Either
Right.
way.
Yeah, and there's an extension as well too,
That's right.
1136.
Yep.
Now, if anybody wants to become a member of your committee, how do they do that?
They contact or the town. Like the town
There
of
is an
Smiths Falls.
application form.
And
Okay.
they would get that, and then we would welcome them.
And we would love to have a few new members. That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
How many members are on it now?
7, including our council rep.
Excellent, excellent. And when do you meet? How
No,
often do you
6.
meet?
I'm sorry, 6, including our council rep.
And how often do you meet?
Once a month.
Once a month.
Once a month?
Sometimes more, depending if we're getting
yes,
something,
yes.
like, doing it like this or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, once a
Yeah,
month regularly.
formally scheduled once a month. Yeah.
Excellent.
And our role is important in that if council has a question, like right now we're dealing with the water treatment plant and wondering what to do with it. And so our committee gives their opinion on that. And any other building that is a heritage building, the council relies on us to give some heritage feedback on what we
Absolutely.
think should happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And our town has been around for a long time. There's a lot of heritage in there.
There certainly
right.
is.
There's a lot of what did I write down? Stories are told in the years to come from our buildings.
Oh, they
yes,
are.
absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I
That's
believe
right.
that was you that said that. Was that your?
No,
I
it
wrote a
wasn't
quote.
me.
It wasn't you? Okay.
It's
I
a
wrote
good
that
quote,
down.
though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for coming here again. Save the date, Monday, October 23rd. It is a symposium from our Municipal Heritage Committee. We look forward to it.
Thank you very much.
And to register, just call the town at 613-283-4124, extension 1136.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.